Hey, welcome to episode 3, Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. I'm in the Hoosier Trapper Supply showroom, standing in front of the deer that need to be picked up. One thing cool about this job is we get to see awesome deer all the time, year-round. Anyways, we've got Brian Calvert on a whitetail deer hunt on this episode, shotgun hunt, and we also have day 3 of checking traps in Arkansas. And we try to bring you as much action as we can in the short period that we have, and hope you enjoy the show.
Alright folks, I just reviewed the footage. The front half of the deer got out of the camera. I was in such a hurry to get it set up, so I apologize for that. But you could see the tail end of the deer, and when I shot, I mean, my gun's accurate. I mean, I seen fur fly on the camera when we watched the footage again. So I'm gonna pack up my gear and going to get down and look for this deer here in about 30 minutes or so after I pack up, and go over there and look for a little bit of blood. But it looked like a good solid hit. It looked like a nice deer. I'm not sure if it was the buck that I was looking for. It looked like either an 8 or a 10, but there's an 8-pointer running around here with a drop tine on it that I haven't seen yet, so I'm not sure, but that could have been him. But either way, it's a nice deer. So let's give this deer a few minutes, and once again I apologize about the footage. A little shaky. It just happened so quick, and I had to grunt to turn the deer around to get him to come back this way. So let's cross our fingers and hope it works out. Stay tuned. There he is, folks. Nice looking deer. Oh yeah, beautiful buck. Just a beautiful deer. Look at that. Well folks, here he is. Nice Indiana 10, well maybe, I guess a 12. He's got split brow tines. On the way in this morning we laid out some dominant buck and some scrapes, and I hadn't seen this buck this year, but I heard there was a nice 8-pointer with a drop tine running around, and I wasn't sure if this was him or not, but I knew this was a shooter, so I wasn't going to I didn't hesitate. It just took me a while to get the camera on, as you've seen. A little shaky footage, that's what happens filming by yourself, and it paid off. A lot of guys didn't want to hunt today because they were expecting 50-mile-an-hour winds. You're not going to kill a deer sitting at home. You know, you've only got 2 weeks of gun season, and then muzzleloader starts again, but I wasn't going to sit at home and say what if, so I made it a point to come out. My partner stayed home today, of course, and now I've got this big buck in the bottom of this gully. Luckily I've got an ATV to help me get it out, but persistence pays off. And another thing, Hoosier Trapper Supply dominant buck. This is the first year I've used it. I've always used the gland lure and the whitetail doe and heat. The dominant buck is what got this deer for me this year. He was make a scrape, I'd make a scrape next to it, or I would put dominant buck in the scrape, and it kept him in the air and it kept him active. So the buck that I just shot had been using, there's been 2 primary scrapes he's had in this area. I'm sitting in between them. I've been hitting both of them with dominant buck, and I even made a mock scrape right in front of my tree stand. He's been hitting all 3 of them. So, and I went by this scrape this morning and it was untouched, and that buck came from back in this area. So let me show you why. This is why you use dominant buck. He just hit this scrape after I drug some Hoosier Trapper Supply doe and heat right by this spot this morning after I doctored the scrape up. So that buck was coming our way for a reason, and it's thanks to Hoosier Trapper Supply. So here, look at this scrape. See those fresh claw marks? He just did that this morning, and that wasn't there when I went by this morning because I checked it.
First trap of the day, we caught a gray fox here. First gray fox of the trip, so we're always happy to catch those. So
hopefully this is the starting point for the rest of the day being good. We got a lot of traps to check, and trap number 1, gray fox. So we'll hopefully things stay in line.
this is actually the same bed as last year. I think we even found an old stake here. So after we catch something, we're not really worried about, you know, letting the blood drain off somewhere else or clean it up that much. It gives it more eye appeal. Torn up area, and the blood, I think, it might attract them a little bit too. So
and we got the urine that fox obviously peed and
yeah,
sending it all up and made it even better.
Yeah, going nuts and just tore the whole area up. So hopefully other stuff will be through here to check it out. What are we doing?
Oh, we got a trap. We got a trap right up over this corner here, or this hill right here. We'll see what. Awesome!
Yeah, that's good acting. Oh yeah.
Right on the road. The drag didn't work on this one. Clearly, he was supposed to take the drag and get off the road, but.
Don't get too close. I'll lay down. I need some action. You got a good catch on him.
Yeah, you know, going anywhere.
It's kind of pretty looking.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark, but he's pretty.
Cool. Carl, he's remaking the set. He had this coyote right here. Pretty big. Female. So, add him to the pile.
What's the count, Justin?
2 coyotes, or 2 gray fox and a coyote so far, and we still got a lot of traps to run and check this morning. So, looking good on New Year's Eve.
We'll miss the ball dropping in Times Square, so we can see the ball dropping on these critters down here in Arkansas.
Bam! Pretty sure you said you were gonna flip this off the other day.
So I didn't. This set has produced 1 coon in 2 seasons. Now it's our 3rd season and finally produced. So
Let's get him.
Oh man, you can't even tell. Was he like that when you ran over?
no, he was jumping around.
Big one.
Well, that's a nice one.
We're getting good ones.
Man, that's stupid harsh sunlight. Got a good catch on him, it looks like.
That's a like. You know, here's a classic example of a spot being persistent, paying off. There's a stock pond right here, or a tank, or whatever you want to call it, that was built for the wildlife, and we've set this 2 seasons in a row. We've caught 1 coon here, and I almost didn't set it, and I thought, shoot, it looks like a great spot. It's got to be a good spot. The pines are around here. Finally set it. We only put 1 trap in here, so it was like a half-hearted effort, and this is our 3rd check morning, and we caught a nice sized cat. So I mean, just sometimes persistence pays off, and these cats are kind of like, it's kind of like mink trapping. You just got to wait them out, and you just got to have a lot of sets out and keep after them. So finally paid off for us, and the cat here's more than irritated. So pretty awesome. Got just an absolute, I mean, this whole trip, the scenery is beautiful. We've got an awesome location here. We've got the somewhat of a big creek or river running through right here. Pine trees we got down here in the bottoms. Jake just caught that cat. It's laying right there. He's remaking the set. And we screwed up. We didn't get it on footage when we first walked up here. And what happened was trap was not in the bed. And we're looking all around. The thing couldn't find anything. We just thought maybe the trap didn't have anything in it. We got back in that tall grass right there. And we're, you know, going in cautiously, and all of a sudden this cat just jumps right out of the grass at us. It surprised all three of us, and it was completely hidden. So anyways, it was pretty exciting, but unfortunately we didn't get it on film. But just a good classic spot here. Justin was GoProing the cat with the little camera there on the end. So there should be some
Camera on a stick.
Should be some pretty cool footage from that. So.
This was day 3 to check. Checked 69 traps. Had a pretty good day. Started out, caught a gray fox, and then another gray coyote, and then picked up 2 cats, so and a coon. So we had really overall a pretty good day. It's about 2 o'clock. We're gonna skin this stuff up, and then we're gonna go check or set more traps for the rest of the day, finish it out. But for right now, we want to get this stuff skinned. It's pretty warm. It's about 67, 68 degrees. It's got a nice breeze blowing, but we want to get this stuff skinned and not have to worry about it wanting to start to spoil or anything. So
Let the skinning begin.
Yep. Jake caught that cat, and we kind of explained that, and that was just awesome. That was the very last trap we checked, and happened to have that cat. So I mean, it's just one of those deals. The first trap's as good as the last trap's as good as the first trap. So you never know when you're going to catch something and what trap's going to produce. So.
Justin walked up on that cat and about got it. Came running out of the weeds at him.
It was on 12-foot chain drag and not really wrapped up on anything, so
Could have been bad.
Down here on the Flat Rock River here in Indiana, undisclosed location, one of our secret spots. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the show this week. We're looking forward to bringing you next week's show, and we'll see you down the river.